Uprooted Theatrical Studios presents...
It's 10 Tips Tuesday.
Hi guys, my name is Jonathan Skaggs. I am a professional actor and audition coach, and I'm going to be bringing you 10 tips for auditioning for musical theater. Tip number 1 is to know yourself and to know your type. I break that down as to think about, are you a hero, a helper, or a heavy? If that doesn't make any sense to you, look at the musical Oklahoma. If you're a Golden Age singer, who are you in Oklahoma? We've got our hero, Lori or Curly. We've got our helper, Ada Wanny or Will Parker. We've got our heavy, Judd or the Ant. Who are you in that show? Or look at The Little Mermaid. Our hero, Ariel and Eric. Our helper, Flounder or Sebastian or the Eels. And our heavy, Ursula or Triton. Who are you in that show? That's going to be your first step to be able to audition smarter and not harder. Number 2 is to make sure you're picking a material that tells a full story, not just giving a showy vocal riff. The best way to make sure your material is telling a full story is to see if it has a moment of discovery, a moment of decision, and a moment of change. If it doesn't have those moments, it's probably not a great audition piece. Tip number 3 is to make sure that you've actually done your homework as an actor. You need to be able to know who you're talking to, what you want, and how are you going to get it. If your material is telling a full story, is right for your type, and you're able to answer those 3 questions, you are well on your road to having a great audition. Tip number 4 is to practice your music with an accompanist and to know exactly what the music on the page sounds like. So many musical theater accompanists will play something that actually sounds better than what is written on the page. But you might roll up to an audition and there may be a pianist there that is less talented or is not comfortable improvising in an audition setting. You don't want to be thrown off simply because the accompanist that you've been working with is so talented and now the music actually sounds worse than what you've practiced with. So you want to know exactly what the music sounds like. Tip number 5 is to practice every aspect of your audition, not just what you're doing when you're singing or doing your monologue. What does that look like? You want to practice what you're going to be doing when you're waiting. That may sound really silly, but how many times have you been in an audition room and the people who are waiting are losing their mind? They're being so neurotic and just need to calm down. So take a moment to practice that to make sure you are not that person. Practice how you're going to talk to the pianist. You want to be able to clearly articulate where you're starting, finishing, your tempo, and to point out any weird things that may happen in your audition cut. The quickest way to sync your audition is to have communicated with your accompanist badly. The next thing is to keep in audition log. And the tip right after that, tip number 7, is to actually track the trends in your audition log. You need to be keeping track of who's watching these auditions, what have you been wearing, and what have you been singing. If you're finding that the combination of this outfit and this song are doing really well for you, then you need to make sure that you are singing that song and wearing that outfit as much as possible because clearly it is working for your type. Tip number 9 is to change your mindset. If you're an actor, your job is auditioning. Being in shows is just the way that you make money. So just by showing up to your audition means that you are doing your job. And my last tip is another mindset shift. Oh, dang it, I skipped a tip. You know what? They're both mindset shifts. So here we go. Tip number 9 is don't be weak in the audition space. You have a problem. Yes, you need a job. You need to be in a show. But the people who are watching you also have a problem. They need to cast the show. Well, voila, we have 2 people in the same room who can solve each other's problem. They want you to succeed, you want to succeed, so be strong in the audition room. And the last tip, if you don't want to be defined by when you have an audition that doesn't go well, you have an audition where you don't book the gig, then you also cannot let yourself be defined by when your audition does go well and when you do book the job. It is okay to be sad when an audition doesn't go well, and it's okay to be happy when you book a job. But that cannot be the entirety of what defines you as a human being. It is just your job. You're going to be okay. Hey, Go out, crush those auditions, be a boss. Thanks for watching my 10 tips. I'm Jonathan Skaggs.